When you own a farm, everything is special really because it belongs to you. I know it doesn't really belong to me, you're only sort of looking after it while you're alive, but you sort of think of it as yours. But one of the favourite spots is on the Tugwas Hill field. It's on the top of the hill. We do have hills in Suffolk, and looking northwestward along the valley, you could see along the valley, I think you could count 7 churches by looking round. It's the only place on the farm you can see the whole valley. And I always used to think, well, if ever I wanted to build myself a house in Seymour, I'd build it there. The only problem is now they've let the hedges grow tall. When I farmed it, for the most part it was all done by hand. I always started with a small hedge and kept it trimmed each year. So the hedge was about 3 or 4 foot tall. Now I think it's about 10 feet tall. So you can't, that view has really gone from where I used to stand. It is a high spot on the farm. 100 years ago or more, there was a windmill stood there. Unfortunately, the windmill is gone, although I still retain the old millstones. They're still there. Over the last 50 or 60 years, the view really hasn't changed at all. The road hasn't changed, the river hasn't changed, the woodland hasn't changed. In fact, if anything, there's more woodland now than there was when I was a boy. One thing my son Robert has done over the years, since he's been sort of looking after the farm, he has planted trees. Whenever he was a little boy, he would always plant trees. He's still planting trees on the farm. Over the years that my father and I have been here, not one single hedge has been taken out. Not one field on Sayers Farm has been enlarged by removing of hedges. Not one single field. And there's still the same opportunity for wildlife. And it annoys me sometimes to say that when you get a sweeping statement in the paper saying that Suffolk is a prairie and all the trees and all the hedges are gone, it hasn't been destroyed like that. And there's still as much habitat on Sayers Farm now as there was in the 1930s. Still the same hedges, still the same ditches, still the same fields, still the same opportunity for birds to nest. And actually it's better now because a lot of the edges of the fields are left especially for the birds. Whereas when I was farming I tended to plough it up to the edge. But now there's edges and verges left for the birds. So wildlife has not suffered as a result of removing the hedges and ditches in this area. Sayers Farm's in good heart. I often think back to how I used to do things years ago the old-fashioned way, and now it's done so quickly. Whereas it'd take me 3 days to plough a 10-acre field, now it's done between 7 o'clock and 12 o'clock in the day in a matter of hours. And the drilling is done, they drill the whole farm in about 2 days, where it would take me a month. And things have changed so dramatically. And I suppose it's always for the better. But it is a big change, and I still think of that spot because you could see so much. You could see all your neighbours. If you went there on a summer's day, you could see all the valley and you could see what all the other farmers were doing on the other side of the valley. And I know it seems a bit silly, but you could see whether Wilcox was combining or whether Turner was combining. And they said, well, if he's combining, I think I could go as well, Anyway, it's funny that, but I still think of that spot.